Welcome to English Chats Daily.
Your daily partner for easy English conversations.
Welcome back to English Chats Daily. I'm Eva, and today we're diving into one of the most practical skills you'll ever learn as a beginner English speaker. George, tell our listeners what we're covering today.
Hi everyone, I'm George, and today we're tackling something that happens every single day around the world. Picture the scenario. You walk into a cozy cafe, the smell of fresh coffee fills the air, and suddenly you freeze. Why? Because you don't know how to order in English. Sound familiar?
Oh, absolutely. This is actually one of the top 3 situations our listeners ask about. You know what's crazy? I remember when I was learning Spanish, I once accidentally ordered 17 sandwiches instead of 1 because I mixed up my numbers. The cafe worker looked at me like I was planning to feed an entire soccer team.
That's hilarious. But here's the thing that makes cafe ordering so tricky for beginners. It's not just about knowing food vocabulary. You need to understand the rhythm of the conversation, the specific phrases that cafe workers use, and most importantly, you need to make quick decisions under pressure.
Exactly. And that's why today's episode is so valuable. By the end of our conversation, you'll feel confident walking into any cafe in an English-speaking country. We'll practice real dialogues, learn essential vocabulary, and I'll share some insider tips that even intermediate learners don't know.
Before we jump in, let me ask you something, Eva. What's the biggest mistake you see beginners make when ordering at cafes?
Great question. The number 1 mistake is overthinking. Beginners often try to construct perfect, complex sentences when simple phrases work perfectly. For example, instead of saying, "I would be extremely grateful if you could perhaps provide me with a medium-sized coffee," you just need to say, "Can I have a medium coffee, please?"
That's so true. Simplicity wins every time. Now, let's start with the absolute basics. When you enter a cafe, the first decision you'll face is whether you want your order for here or to go. Eva, can you explain this distinction?
Absolutely. For here means you want to sit in the cafe and enjoy your food or drink there. To go means you want to take it with you and leave. Some cafes might ask dine in or takeaway, which means the exact same thing. The key is recognizing these options because they affect how your order is prepared and served.
Perfect. Now let's talk about the basic structure of a cafe conversation. It always follows the same pattern, which makes it easier for beginners. First, the greeting. The cafe worker will usually say something like, "Hi, what can I get for you today?" Or, "Welcome, how can I help you?"
Right. And here's your first response opportunity. You can simply say, "Hi, can I have," followed by your order. Don't worry about being fancy. Cafe workers appreciate clear, direct communication. They're usually busy and want to help you quickly and efficiently.
Let's practice with a basic coffee order. Eva, pretend you're a cafe worker and I'll be the customer.
Perfect. Hi there, welcome to Sunshine Cafe. What can I get started for you today?
Hi, can I have a large coffee, please?
Absolutely. Would you like room for cream or milk?
Yes, please. And this is for here.
Great. That'll be $3.50. Can I get a name for the order?
It's George.
Perfect, George. Your coffee will be ready in just a moment.
Thank you.
Did you hear how simple that was? Let me break down what happened there. George started with a polite greeting, made his basic request, answered my follow-up question about cream, specified he wanted to stay in the cafe, provided his name, and said thank you. That's the complete template right there.
Exactly. Now let's expand this to food orders. The vocabulary gets a bit more complex, but the structure remains the same. Common cafe food items include sandwiches, pastries, muffins, bagels, salads, and soups. The key is learning how to describe what you want.
For sandwiches, you might hear options like turkey, ham, chicken, veggie, or BLT, which stands for bacon, lettuce, and tomato. For pastries, common options include croissants, danishes, cookies, brownies, and various types of muffins like blueberry or chocolate chip.
Here's a pro tip that many beginners don't know. If you're not sure about pronunciation, you can always point to the item in the display case and say, "Can I have that one, please?" Cafe workers are used to this and won't judge you for it.
That's brilliant advice. Now let's talk about drink sizes and customization. Most cafes offer small, medium, and large sizes. Some places use terms like tall, grande, and venti, but don't let that intimidate you. You can always ask, what sizes do you have if you're unsure?
For coffee specifically, you'll need to know basic types. Regular coffee is just called coffee. You might also see espresso, cappuccino, latte, americano, and iced coffee. If you're not sure what something is, asking, "What's in a cappuccino?" is perfectly normal and shows you're engaged.
Let's practice a more complex order. George, I'll be the customer this time.
Welcome to Central Cafe. How's your day going?
It's going well, thank you. Can I have a medium latte and a blueberry muffin, please?
Absolutely. Would you like any sugar or syrup in that latte?
No sugar, but could I have it with almond milk instead of regular milk?
Of course. And is this for here or to go?
To go, please.
Perfect. That'll be $7.25.
Here's my card.
Great. And can I get a name?
It's Eva.
Wonderful, Eva. Your order will be ready in about 3 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Notice how I added a substitution request there? Asking for almond milk instead of regular milk is very common. Other substitutions include soy milk, oat milk, or coconut milk. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want.
Absolutely. And here's something important about payment. You can pay with cash by saying, here's cash, or with a card by saying, I'll pay with card, or just saying, here's my card. Many places also accept phone payments now.
Let's talk about timing and patience. Sometimes cafes get busy, especially during morning rush hours or lunchtime. If there's a wait, the cafe worker might say, "It'll be about 5 minutes," or "We'll call your name when it's ready." Just say, "No problem," or "That's fine, thank you."
Here's a cultural tip that's really important. In English-speaking countries, cafe workers often try to make small talk while preparing your order. They might ask, how's your day, or comment on the weather. You don't need long conversations, but a simple, good, how about yours, shows politeness and helps you practice English.
Before we wrap up, let's cover some common problems and how to handle them. What if they're out of something you want? They might say, "Sorry, we're out of blueberry muffins." You can respond with, "Oh, that's okay. What other muffins do you have?" Or, "No problem. I'll take a chocolate chip one instead."
And what if you didn't hear something clearly? Never pretend you understood. It's perfectly fine to say, sorry, could you repeat that? Or, I didn't catch that. Could you say that again? Cafe workers deal with noise and busy environments all day, so they completely understand.
Finally, let's talk about leaving. When your order is ready, they'll usually call your name or hand it to you directly. A simple, "Thank you, have a great day," is perfect. If you ate in the cafe, you can usually leave your dishes on the table, unless there are specific instructions to clean up.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. Remember, confidence comes from practice, not perfection. Start with simple orders and gradually try new vocabulary. Every cafe conversation is an opportunity to improve your English skills.
Next week, we're covering shopping for clothes, including how to ask about sizes, colors, and prices. Until then, practice these cafe conversations with friends or even in front of a mirror. Thanks for listening to English Chats Daily.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember that every English speaker was once a beginner too. See you next time.